Hey guys, how you doing tonight? This is Bear with Bear's Den Acrylic Art, back with another painting video. So, I have in front of me a 20 by 20 deep edge this time that did not work out the first time I attempted a high contrast kiss cloud pour, and it left a very interesting mark on the canvas, so we're going to cover that up. So tonight we're going to be using coppers and some neutrals, and I think this is going to look pretty good. At least, my normal disclaimer, at least it does in my head. So yeah, we are going to go with that. I took a break from the shallow edge canvases because, and I'm almost afraid to admit this, but when I grabbed the, stack of 4 from Michael's that I had ordered, I did not check that they were not warped, and 2 of them, as it turns out, were warped, so I need to return those. But in the meantime, I had this guy lying around, so we are just going to use that. So, like I said, we are going to be using, on one side, some coppers and, some rusty colors, that general palette, okay? And you can see, hopefully, my consistency. It is thicker, obviously, than my Dutch pours, but leaves a mound, pretty much immediately recedes, okay? So, let us get to stacking our cups. All right, so this first color going down, this is Transparent Red Oxide by Goldens. And then next, this is Iridescent Copper by Pebeo, which everyone loves because it's a gorgeous color. Next in goes some of our cloud mix. The description, as always, will be in the box. Next, this is our Quinacridone Nickel Azo Gold, the perennial favorite. And then lastly, this is Iridescent Copper Light by Golden. All right, because I wanted the palette, but I wanted some contrast between the iridescent copper from before. So a little bit more of our cloud mix. And then we're just going to come back in. And whoops, glad that didn't fall over. We'll finish topping this off. All right, and then the rest of our copper light. All right, that is a good looking cup, if I do say so myself. All right, so next for our more neutrals. Okay, these are all DecoArt Americana, by the way. Okay, so this is Fawn, which is just a really lovely kind of beige. And then next, this is Desert Sand, which looks a little bit more like unbleached titanium, I guess. So then our cloud mix. Next, which one is this? This is Burlap. Okay. So you can see these are all real kind of close together. And then last, this is Honey Brown, which is a more yellow neutral, but it is still neutral nonetheless. So a little bit more of our cloud mix. And then we come back. Yeah. I was kicking around the idea of doing coppers and green, but I don't know. I get I'm very leery of that combination just because it is, it's very like St. Patrick's Day. So here we go. And believe me, having grown up the redhead, emerald green and copper orange, pretty ubiquitous. All right, so this is just a bunch of drips. There's some pigment in here. There's a bunch of stuff. So we are just going to gonna give our paint something to land on. And I've decided that if for some reason this painting does not turn out, I have no choice but to kind of call it a night, because I am out of Floetrol. All right. So then everything else will go down, and then I'll put down some flow extender, and we should be good to go. And I am wondering, oh, there's my torch. It was hiding. So it probably doesn't matter. There's not any air bubbles in this because it's been sitting forever, but luck favors the prepared. All right. Now let's get to work, shall we? Cheers. Kiss away. Yeah, I've been having so much fun with these kiss pours. Just doing like super, super high contrast. And oh, there was a chunk of something. That will probably come back to haunt me. All right. So we'll just let the cups empty. Very good. Oh, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. All right, so let's let our clouds develop. Now, I will be on the lookout for whatever snuck past my defenses as far as what was in the paint. So let's just make sure I have my tweezers ready to go just in case. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. All right, so I'm just gonna put down a little bit more flow extender. And then we'll get to the good part, the tilting. All right. So we will just bring this out to the edge. Or maybe we'll bring it in first. And then we can bring it out. Yeah, just because I don't want my paints rolling over onto themselves, which you all are well aware that if we don't have a flow extender, that's exactly what they do. All right. All right, my friends. So fingers crossed. Because I would really, really love it if this turned out the first time. Look at these really great clouds. But you'll notice where the iridescent and the golden's colors were, not so much. That's all right. Now, before I tilt this, I'm wondering if I shouldn't try to do something with the center. Just to kind of marry the two halves a little bit. This is what skewers were made for. All right. I think now I'm just being nitpicking. All right. But look at those great clouds. All right. So, motion of the ocean, just to open these up a little bit. All right, I think all right. Yep. All right, we're going to go down here first. All right. I guess there was no all right, so we got to save some. But now I'm wondering, do they look out of place? Well, actually, what I need to do... All right, do we pluck out of the way? Because I can see where my debris is. Yeah, I think we're gonna... There it is. And what do you think? Should I lose these? I think I'm gonna lose them because they look a little out of place, to be honest. Oh, look at that. All right. That at least looks a little... more purposeful. All right. I'm just trying to get the center where it looks pretty decent. But overall, I have to say, I love how this turned out. Love how this turned out. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to very carefully deglove, and then I am going to touch up my corners. I am going to handle my edges, and then I am going to meet you down here for the close-up, because I think this looks really, really good, guys. So let me do all that, and I will see you down here in just a couple minutes. All right, my friends, here are the wet results, and pardon the glare as usual. So I was a little bit bummed at first that I had to get rid of all of the clouds that were, on this side. But as I was starting to tilt to see how the paint wanted to move, I figured that it was kind of inevitable. But I knew that all of this would still develop, you know, and I really love this corner, okay? These cells are starting to go, you see how it still continues to expand the cloud cells and it pushes the paint over. I always think that's pretty interesting. But anyway, this corner, love it, absolutely love it. Now the copper side, oh man, this just looks like $1 million, and I cannot wait to see what this looks like when it dries, because the Oxide red and the Quinacridone nickel azo gold, you know, is going to have a very gloss finish, and you can tell that from the iridescent fairly easily. Now you can see right there, that's where I had to pick something out. I also took my skewer and I drew just 2 little fingers. I didn't want to press my luck, just to try and, you know, marry it a little bit better. But overall, I love the way that these colors played together. And like I said, I cannot wait to see what this looks like dry. So fingers crossed. I don't think this will be the final orientation. I might, you know, flip it, you know, just kind of flip it around. But we'll see. So let's check back in a couple days and see what this looks like when it is dry. All right, my friends. Well, thank you so much for joining me for this video. It is always very much appreciated that you are so giving of your time. So thank you very much. You know, if you're new and you like what you see, please consider doing all of the YouTube things. Hit the subscribe, hit the thumbs up, as that helps me out a lot. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified of when I upload new content. By all means, please feel free to leave a comment. I love reading the feedback, and I will do my best to get back to you in as short a time as possible. You know, if you're interested in purchasing this piece or any of my other work, you can find that on my Instagram or my Facebook under Bears Den Acrylic Art. My website is being overhauled, so that isn't available at the moment. But all of my stuff is on those 2 platforms, and you can either message me through them or you can email me directly at bearsdenacrylicart.com if you have any questions or if maybe you're interested in an original commission. So, guys, once again, thank you so much for choosing to spend your time watching my little dog and pony show. It is very much appreciated. So I will see you back next time. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. So take care, guys. Bye. Okay, guys, here are the dried results of my copper and neutral. Look at how gorgeous that iridescence is. And what's funny is compare it to just how flat this side is. These were all the DecoArt Americana paints, and up here were the Pebeo and the golden, so a lot more premium quality. But overall, this dried absolutely perfectly. I love the way this looks. This is the orientation I'm going with because these here kind of give it some weight and anchor it towards the bottom. So I love all of these striations. I love how you can just start seeing some of the iridescence peek through, coming around. I like everything about this. So, all in all, very, very good stuff.